So here's the crowd assembled for the start of Learning Technologies 19. This is the main conference room, which will be divided into 4 later on. So we've got the main stage. You can see quite a long room, and then there's kind of this cosy, I guess, panels and discussions up here.
And you get back to work, you've got 2 days of email to get through, there's a whole bunch of stuff, somebody's banging on the door. It's very easy to let things slide, but that's just natural. So what I want to do this year is focus on what I call the bridge.
To reflect on where we are today, and for you to acknowledge that how you are feeling these days, that you are not alone. Dramatically. And so that means that your work is going to be changing too. And as awkward as it sounds, we're going to be looking back on these days, this day, and remembering them as the good old days. And whenever have we had the chance to be able to do something in those good old days, being aware of it, and be able to make different decisions about our own careers, our own work, that will be able to change that future for ourselves. Vibrant and able to do things perhaps you hadn't been able to do in other situations, and then actually ask yourself the question, what could I do to feel more like this? I can see the looks on some of your faces. You're like, well, what the heck is she talking about? What is it that I could not be replaced in doing if you're lucky enough to be doing that in your job? But what is unique to you? If not just in your job or in your work or in your family or in your community, but what are you uniquely good at and qualified for? A reflective time when you simply ask yourself the question, what is it time for? What will I regret not having done, worked on in myself, thought about with my organization? What question have I don't ask in the future when I look back on today? A friend of mine.
You're an elderly person, you know what it's all about. Why is looking at ourselves now and changing now so important?
Couple of reasons. I'll probably go with the one that I think is the most significant.
Don't be polite, just tell the truth.
Oh, don't be polite. Thank you. For those of you who don't, well, no, that's not really my options.
It's not one of your options.
So,
That's good.
why is it so important now?
Right now, we not only have this moment, but we have often been thinking about coming automation, coming changes in technology as affecting jobs and work as we think about it today. We think about people replacing the trainer or the line manager or have that information at our fingertips, literally in our fingertips, or with virtual reality gloves. The ability to be able to augment ourselves with intelligence is something that we, at least of our age, assumptions, is really unheard of. We haven't seen before. And so I'm not suggesting that if you're an expert in something, that there is not value in that today, and there aren't going to be some people who have better working knowledge or be able to have that muscle memory that they didn't have in the past. But I'm saying largely that our work is executing, is actually being able to take actions, be able to make different sorts of decisions, be able to act on what it is that is known, if we know it, or to be able to be pulled up in a moment's notice. That is really going to be a big, big difference between the workforce of our children and those of us today.
To make a difference, some impact.
I will answer that one. With going back to this predictive analytics, I'm not suggesting you become an expert in predictive analytics, but you learn what it is. you start thinking about what data you can start collecting or have your organization start collecting or discover it's already been collecting and you just have never thought about accessing it or how that's going to actually be used. And if you start thinking about some of those tools and different ways of approaching the future, then the largest piece of advice that that actually this is going to come across as quite awkward actually. I realize I just fell right into that one. The advice I'm going to give is to stop giving advice.
What should you do with the time of good spent giving advice?
You should be encouraging people. Sounds crazy. Can you imagine if your department became the place where people came to for encouragement in their work?
And the one thing we should stop doing around the ourselves all the time is creating courses. I'm not saying they're not sometimes extremely important, but I think a lot of the time we're creating materials which are either already available, are already available in some way. Can you just give me your reaction to that? Because I'm saying this to a lot of people. Okay, you say yes enthusiastically. Do you want to just give us some more? Or just this time?
Very excited about that. There are always going to be new changes in the rules and regulations of our environment, of the technology that is coming out, or that we have to figure out how it works. I don't mean to imply that there is not going to be things that don't exist today, and there isn't going to be a need for somebody to look at that and figure out how that's going to be taken in, or managed, or dealt with by people.
Then something comes from it. So there's two things. Firstly, how do you catch that thing? It's like taking a picture of a feeling. How do you capture it? Is it just enough to be conscious that it happened?
Noticing it.
Okay.
And then ask yourself the question, can I reproduce this? What's the situation? What are the times that this happens? And is it just complete circumstances? Oh, I have to be at a large conference, or I have to be talking to this person who lives so far away and I don't talk to them very often. And just ask those questions. Is there somebody else in my life that can give this conversation? Is there another venue that this would happen? And then start playing with it. Start actually doing the analysis yourself. To start backing off and asking those hard questions. If we start off with the assumption we can't reproduce this, because I hear that all the time. Oh, that was just something that happened.
So let's assume, okay, we're getting value out of it. I get that feeling, and I think it's valuable for them. But so that I could use that in other ways. How would you recommend people think about reproducing or the circumstances where that can be valuable elsewhere? So just reflecting on it, what should they do?
So somebody offers you a new role, working from home, using the grand powers of social learning to be able to connect with other people. And your first reaction is, oh, that sounds great, and maybe it provides me these opportunities. Oh, wow, there's no hopscotch going on there. You start using it by making different choices of saying no. On a day in and day out basis, I'm going to start feeling less alive. I'm going to start feeling less useful.
So it's break time. Do a very quick reflection on my response to Marcia's keynote session. What was really interesting was Marcia's encouragement that this is our moment, that for each of us we need to be thinking about how to make the most of today. And by today I mean not just the conference, but this point in time, so that when we look back we will think we'll have taken advantage of it. She also suggested that we have theories about what the future looks like, but we don't actually know what the future looks like. So there's a degree of openness that's required, and I feel this very much. And sometimes to take up her challenge about being candid, it can be very overwhelming for me, and I guess for many other L&D professionals, to know where to put our energies and what skills do we learn, where do we get our knowledge and skill build up. So for example, one area that Marcia spoke about, which I think is going to be a big theme in this conference, is data analytics and getting our heads around data analytics. But she suggested we don't need to be the experts in data analytics. In fact, she suggested to try to be an expert in anything is not the answer for the future, but we need to know enough about it to know how to effectively use it, the kind of questions to be asking, the kind of insights that data can bring to us, and to be able to work with the organisation's data. So just an example of that theme that she gave about which I personally found very comforting, because this is something I think I'm good at, is being able to scan the environment, to take in information, to understand what's going on, trends, perhaps even to connect with other people, to use the expertise available to us, but not to have to be the expert, to be able to decide and execute well. So this kind of, for me, synthesis and sense making is a key skill of the future. One other thing I wanted to share, an idea that I'm encouraged to resurrect after Marcia's session. When I was working at Coca-Cola Amatil, towards the end of my time there, where I was probing the environment and trying to look at different roles or ways I could contribute to the organisation, I was working on creating a role called the Possibilities Coach, a term someone else in one of the senior HR leaders gave me and said, I think you'd be great as a Possibilities Coach. And I love that idea, and I think helping other people to see possibilities, encouraging other people, supporting their discovery process, their learning process is an important role for learning and development going forward. So I'm going to resurrect the idea of being a possibilities coach. Thank you for that inspiration, Marcia.